Hello there, fight fans. In today's video, Dana White and Khabib Nurmagomedov made a sensational announcement.
Yeah, flags are back.
Dana White declared that he was bringing back the flags to the Octagon, while the former UFC lightweight champion has joined Islam Makhachev's camp as the team's head coach. Also in this video, the MMA community was outraged by Khamzat Chimaev's recent statement about Israel and Palestine.
Holy shit.
Furthermore, prior to his fight at UFC 294 against Paulo Costa, Chimaev has lost a lot of his fans. In a recent tweet, Paulo Costa revealed that he underwent surgery 3 weeks ago, which required 10 stitches.
What up? Sensational.
So let's kick things off in order. Now, as a rule, press conferences with the participation of Dana White are pretty informative, as he often makes some important announcements and delivers a lot of witty quotes. Now, one of these announcements was the reinstatement of the flags in the Octagon.
During the Mexican Independence Day, and the no flag thing drove me crazy. And I was like, yeah, f that, we're bringing flags back. If any flags hurt your feelings, too f***ing bad.
If you recall that in April of last year, the UFC had prohibited fighters from entering the cage with flags regardless of the country they represented.
USA, baby!
In the past, the flag policy was dictated by the UFC's former technical partner, Reebok. And if you remember, they prohibited Beneil Dariush from displaying the Assyrian flag and also prevented Max Holloway from wearing the Hawaiian flag. For example, Petr Yan entered the Octagon for his second fight against Aljamain Sterling without displaying the Russian flag. So to avoid potential misunderstandings and reputational damage, Dana White has made the decision to prohibit everyone from carrying flags. However, a year later, White first inducted Khabib Nurmagomedov into the UFC Hall of Fame in March of 2023.
Khabib!
And then made the decision to allow flags for everyone to maintain a level playing field and avoid discrimination against any fighters. Sports should not be entangled with politics as sanctions and strict measures ultimately come to an end. And additionally, Dana does everything in his power to ensure that Russians have the opportunity to compete, even if they encounter problems with American visas. Now, the move to allow fighters to perform under their national flags was a reflection of Dana White's authority and his willingness to stand firm in the face of adversity. He's like, "F you guys, this is my territory and I'll make the decisions that I believe are best for the UFC."
I'm not telling the media anything. Fuck 'em. I'm not telling them anything.
Because I don't give a about you. Do your thing. Leave me alone.
I'm the boss. I'm the boss. It's my way and no other way. End of story.
What do you not understand about that?
So if you translate that into layman's terms, it basically just means that the UFC is a private company with a huge staff of lawyers. And the fact that they returned the flags most likely proves that legally no one can punish them for doing this. Dana White also made another gesture of goodwill and made it clear that he is waiting for fighters from all over the world, including Russia, in the UFC. It is in the UFC that the sport continues to exist outside of politics. It's not because Dana White has a special affinity for Russians or any other country. No, he is just simply a businessman who clearly understands that without some Russian fighters, the UFC would not have achieved the same level of success that it currently enjoys today. But we can't agree that in a couple of weeks in Abu Dhabi without any Russian fighters, well, that fight card would not be as intriguing. But what do you think about all of this? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Now, Khabib Nurmagomedov made a sensational announcement. The former UFC lightweight champion has joined Islam Makhachev's training camp as the team's head coach. The current UFC title holder informed his fans about this on social media by sharing a photo of himself with Khabib Nurmagomedov. The head coach has joined the training camp, Makhachev wrote. "Nothing has changed, but we will have to work harder." Now, some may wonder about the significance of this statement. However, it is worth remembering that Khabib retired not only as a fighter, but also ending his coaching career. In February of this year, when Makhachev successfully defended his championship belt, defeating Alex Volkanovski by unanimous decision at UFC 284 in Perth, Khabib was absent from the gym, and he wasn't even in his corner. But now Khabib has decided that it is necessary for him to be with his brother Islam Makhachev, which is crucial for his performance in this upcoming fight.
Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
Here.
Hey, pull my groin.
I don't care. I don't care, George. Hey, look at me. This is where champions are made.
Oh, you ain't got it. Stop right out. It's not that hard. Red light, green light. Finish this shit now with the jam. Just stand the motherfucker, goddammit.
Come on, son.
Be in the box here.
Come on, Leon.
Be the boss. Okay?
Come on, we're gonna pull back one now. It's 1-1. Come on. Come on. Don't make him bully you, Leon. Don't let him bully you, son. Come on. You're letting him control you too much, son. You gotta get your hands going, Leon. You gotta get your hands going.
Closer.
So in just 2 weeks, Makhachev will be having a rematch with the Brazilian Charles Oliveira, who will headline the UFC 294 event in Abu Dhabi on October 21st. Now, I can tell you right now that I, for one, am very much looking forward to this fight. And also, Mateusz Gamrot's status in the Makhachev-Oliveira fight has been officially confirmed. Dana White commented on the information that the 6th-ranked UFC lightweight Mateusz Gamrot will ensure the title fight between Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira in 2 weeks. The day before, the Polish fighter announced this in an interview on local television. Did he announce this? Yes, this is really so, said Dana White after the UFC Fight Night 229 tournament, answering a question from a journalist. Then on September 23rd, Mateusz Gamrot won his 2nd victory in a row, winning by technical knockout in the 2nd round against Rafael Fiziev, who suffered a knee injury and was unable to continue the match. And 5 months earlier, the 32-year-old got his career back on track after losing a unanimous decision to Beneil Dariush with a split decision win over Jalen Turner. Sean Strickland called Belal Muhammad a coward for supporting Palestine, saying this is what is called a cowardly response. Instead of speaking out against terrorism and for a peaceful settlement, you talk this nonsense and ignore what is happening. UFC middleweight champion Sean Strickland posted this on social media in response to Belal Muhammad's call for the liberation of Palestine. Also, the MMA community goes off on Khamzat Chimaev's recent post regarding Israel and Palestine, leaving many fans quite unhappy. Chimaev, ahead of his upcoming UFC 294 fight with Paulo Costa, may have just lost himself a number of fans while tweeting out a photo.
In a recent tweet, Paulo Costa revealed that he underwent surgery 3 weeks ago, which required 10 stitches. Despite the surgery, the fighter expressed his readiness and determination to prepare comprehensively for the biggest fight of his career against Khamzat Chimaev.
What up? Come on, Sensei.
To the team. My force.
Now that wraps things up for today. If you did enjoy the video, you know what to do, so thank you all in advance.